In the heart of the Midwest sits one country block that's known as Johnsonville, Wisconsin. It is home to the world-famous Johnsonville Sausage. What was started as a small family business has now grown into a thriving company. Along the way, they've made sure to keep that homegrown family culture by using the company to grow the people, and not the people to grow the company. The Johnsonville way, it's more than just a phrase around here. It's a way of life.
The Johnsonville story goes back to 1945 when Ralph and Alice Stayer opened up a small meat market in the town of Johnsonville, which is really a very tiny unincorporated village in east central Wisconsin. And Ralph and Alice built the business for many years right within Sheboygan County in the very local area.
Yes, they make sausage and they make the best sausage in the world, but it's also one of the best places to work. So this was a place where they provide you the right tools to do your very best work. This is a place where you get to use your skills to the fullest.
We're a close family-knit culture, and having ownership around kind of instilling those values is always really great.
You know, I will use the word, I think it's family, right? I mean, we're family held, but I think we're still a small organization. It still feels like a small organization. I think members here truly, genuinely care about each other and they care about the organization. So I think family is a very good representative word for Johnson.
It's also fun. Work should be fun. If we're here 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, and if you dread it, that just wouldn't be much of a lifestyle.
January 1st, 2008 was our go-live date, so it's been a continual journey.
So we looked at all of the typical large integration partners, right? And I won't name them, but I think we all know who they are, right? Right. Yeah. Right. So we had 3 or 4 very large international type of implementation partners and Intelligence. Part of the reason we selected Intelligence as our implementation partner was really fairly straightforward, really simple criteria. One, cost. They just have a simple cost structure that was very different than the large integrators, right? So, it always comes into play. You can't disregard cost, but Intelligence had a very different cost structure. But the other 2 things that were really critical was, one, people. The individuals that Intelligence was bringing to our project were individuals that had spent 10 or 15 or 20 years in the industry as a user or as a manager, and then moved to implementation and consulting as a second career almost, right? So folks that had a lot of very deep experience. When we compared that to the other big vendors, they had 1 or 2 very experienced people with a lot of freshly minted MBAs, right? So I think it was a very different mix, a much more experienced team that they were bringing to the table. So that was number 1. And then number 2, I think you mentioned it earlier when we were talking, was just pure culture, right? I think very much melded very well with the Johnsonville culture.
Frankly, the biggest thing that stood out for us was the culture. In the meetings and in the demos and just having that opportunity to talk with those individuals, it was completely the right fit. We just saw the synergies there, the way people were just genuine, Midwest, hardworking. It really was a perfect fit for us, and it was a clear winner for us to move forward with on that project.
And there's going to be ups and downs in any relationship, right? No relationship is perfect. I think what sets Intelligence apart at the top of the partner, really just the open and honest dialogue you can have, right? When you sit down, you run into a business issue, you really focus on finding win-win solutions to move forward, right? So I think that's really been the most it's really been the foundation of our relationship, is just that open, transparent, candid dialogue, whether things are working well or they're not working so well, right? So I think that's really been the foundation of the relationship and why it's lasted as long as it has.
There's somebody that I always know I can go back to and I can ask any question and I'm going to get a straight answer, and I've always appreciated that.
What has worked so well again is that culture of innovation, though, and just culture and why we work so well together, and that's what always brings us back together, no matter what. And as we look at what are some of our roadmap things going forward, I mean, iTelligence is going to be part of any of those. What are we looking to do? What are we trying to blueprint? Where do we want to go? I mean, iTelligence is always going to, they're going to be part of the discussion.
As a partner, I can say that it's truly been a partnership. We have a lot of others in our ecosystem, especially our SIP ecosystem, that they'll describe themselves as a partner, but it's usually a one-way street.
Yeah. When we need something, we know we have a partner that we can reach out to right away and really understand and get that help and guidance.
For the past 16 years, iTelligence and Johnsonville have developed and maintained a partnership based on trust, people, as well as shared culture and values. It has surpassed simply providing products and services, with iTelligence committed to Johnsonville's success no matter the situation. Ultimately, it is a partnership that's built to last.